Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Richard and today we're going to talk about something of a quandary we've run into at Lap of the World headquarters. You see, my wife needs a new daily driver. We've been car shopping and that's proven more difficult than we expected.
So, here's the situation. This is my wife. This is my wife's Mini Cooper S. She really likes her Mini. This is our son. And this is one of our son's shoes.
So you can see our problem. We have to fit this shoe, and quite often the rest of him, in this back seat. And lately that's become tricky. We're left then with just two options. Get a bigger car, or foot binding. But only one of those doesn't end with CPS involvement. Ideally, we want something as fun for my wife and I to drive as the Mini, but that can accommodate full-size teenagers in the back seats. Now, I bet you guys instantly thought of about a half a dozen cars that would fit that bill, and we did too. But then we started looking at things like recalls and technical service bulletins and common problems with each of them, and the list got significantly shorter. Sometimes I think that doing thorough research on used cars is a little bit like using WebMD to self-diagnose. Ow! My neck hurts and it's been that way for probably a couple of weeks. I wonder if the internet can help. Okay, let's go to WebMD. Alright, search pain in my neck. Go. Alright, so let's see here. Has it lasted for more than a couple of days? Yeah. Does it hurt? Yep. One lump or two, that's kind of a weird question, but whatever. Alright, oh, okay, here we go. So, says this is a small likelihood this is just sore from drainage, but more likely the symptoms indicate it is a T virus and you are a mere hours from dying, reanimating as a zombie, and hungering only for brains. Damn it! I'm sorry, honey. It's the only way to be sure. In short, you end up in the depressing situation of knowing too much. That is to say, every car has its flaws, and some of them sound worse on paper than they are in reality. But it does paint a rather bleak picture of what's available for affordable used cars. Take, for example, this short list of vehicles that may have otherwise checked all of our boxes, but gave us pause for some subjective or mechanical reason, and how one might have interpreted the recalls and problem areas section of a consumer advocate resource.
The Acura TSX. We drove one. It felt a little dull if we're honest, and they can apparently have electrical issues as well as some suspension problems. Any Subaru. The piston ring lands might fail, after which it'll develop a drinking problem and then spin a bearing. Ford Focus. The steering wheel may disconnect and you'll lose control and die in a fire. The Ford Focus ST. The engine will stall, then the steering may disconnect and you'll die in a fire. The Lexus IS250. Lexus is the paragon of reliability as a brand, but with the affordable IS250, the engine will coke itself to death, hopefully before the fuel pipes crack and you die in a fire. The Honda Civic. A cockeyed O-ring that may exist in the fuel system could straight up cause a fire, in which you'll die. Literally any Toyota with a viable back seat. You'll be so bored by the committee-designed styling and anemic performance that you'll fall asleep while trying to merge and predictably die in a fire.
So, where does this all leave us in our search for a Mini replacement that isn't either a snooze fest or a death trap? Well, After all the information we've found, either from the internet or magazines or actual people, we have narrowed the field down to two main contenders. The 2013 and later Mark VI Volkswagen GTI and the 2013 and later 9th generation Honda Civic Si sedan. And now that we've narrowed the field down this far, we are in fact pretty torn between these two, and here's why.
Talking about these two cars, the GTI has always been the hot hatch benchmark, and is really nice to drive. The torque of the turbo motor makes it really easy around town. It has the practicality of a hatchback, and it has some character. The GTI isn't without flaws though. The Civic, on the other hand, has essentially no major trouble spots. In relative terms, it's mechanically simple, with no turbo, still being port injected, which means intake coking will never be an issue. The interiors are eye-catching, and they're entertaining to drive as well. At this point, we kind of feel like the Civic would be the accountant's choice. It checks most of our need-want boxes, and seems dead reliable. The GTI, on the other hand, might be more of an enthusiast choice with, we think, more character, but also the stuff-carrying practicality of the hatchback.
So which is the right choice? Honestly, we don't know. If you think you can help, please drop a comment below with a vote for either the Volkswagen GTI or the Civic Si, along with some logic or reasoning as to why we should pick one or the other. Or maybe we forgot some obscure gem that you'd like to suggest or recommend. Either way, please feel free to comment below, and I will definitely read the comment section on this one. Either way, more to come on that, as well as updates on the NSX and the 2018 track season in future videos. So click the subscribe button below if you haven't already, and watch this space. Until then, I'm Richard, this is Lap of the World, and I'll see you in the next video, if not at the track. Giving birth. All right.